Mr. Speaker, in 2013, the UDP gave us 0.7% economic growth, the worst economic performance in some 20 years. A 2013 in which production of all of Belize's major crops fell significantly. A 2013 in which petroleum production fell by 23%. A 2013 in which the prices of food, health care, and transportation all increased. A 2013 in which massive foreclosures of homes and businesses continued. A 2013 in which foreign direct investment fell to its lowest levels in the last 15 years. A 2013 in which more and more Belizeans fell into poverty and lost hope in the future. That is the Belizean UDP reality.
I will not dwell on the fact that the leader of the opposition's intervention was, in my view, well nigh useless in terms of any serious analysis of the budget. Instead, I will say rather that he has a strong, not to say thundering voice, and that he declaimed very well. Also, since it now turns out that name dropping is a strong suit of his, I wish to record my own and no doubt the House's gratitude at learning that he knows the economist Sen. He was at pains to point out that he's a familiar of the great economist Sen. We're similarly grateful that whatever else, his intervention had the merit of brevity. After all, Mr. Speaker, there's only so much of his remarkable decibel level that normal eardrums can take. Then, Mr. Speaker, his reference to ramen noodles and anthropomorphically naming them after ministers was quite enlivening, if not exactly instructive. But what on earth the brand of watch that I wear, I assume he was referring to me, what on earth the brand of watch that I wear has to do with the state of the nation?
There is no more imagining the possibilities, you know. Belizeans have long since given up on imagining UDP possibilities. The millions, remember, coming from Russia have vanished into thin air, just like that poor Malaysian plane, no? Vanished. Millions from Russia, we were told in the 2012 budget, Mr. Speaker. Not 1 cent. It's all vanished. The Prime Minister's grandiose scheme to build an oil refinery. That was the big prize in front of the 2012 elections. Oil refinery. It's not mentioned anymore. Another failed promise. In fact, this Prime Minister promised to fight corruption, even the whiff of corruption. He would cut it down with this barrow machete. But now that the whiff of corruption has become a stench, he can't find the machete, you know.
You know, it struck me that he is suffering from a late life identity crisis. He seems not quite sure what he wants to be. Campaigner of old, elder statesman, or raconteur, teller of what in his case would have to be tall tales. But, Mr. Speaker, that is what happens when you stay too long. I know he had a birthday this month, and he must be, what, 70 now? Would he had honored his oath, publicly declared on national television, to retire after he was so ingloriously thrashed in 2008. But, oh, you of the perjured tongue, is there any promise that you have ever kept any time in your life? So now it has come to this, playing the antic in the house, giving us old-time stories about Don Emilio and the governor's wife. That's where this man come to. Don Emilio and the governor's wife. Then, resorting to nursery rhymes in his dotage, a frame of reference that truly bears out the old adage, once a man, twice a child,